Hi, my name is Ellie. Welcome to my channel. Today we're just going to play with some Natasha Denona palettes. I just kind of want to play with them. I have a bit of an obsession with the shimmers in this gorgeous, gorgeous palette, but I do feel like the mattes leave a little bit of the true pink and purple options unexplored. So I'm going to pull out my Natasha Denona Love palette, which has more pinky purple mattes, and which the shimmers, though very pretty, leave a little bit to be desired. I'm coming to my own opinions on things. Hair is still pink. It has survived one shampooing. We'll show it later. And then, oh, I do. So, I finally have a mask. Like, I wasn't really going out much before, but this is just for grocery stores. My mom was making masks and made me one, and it's got snaps. I love snaps. I love snaps so much. So now I have a snap mask. But yeah, that's really all we've been doing is getting groceries and staying at home. Oh, so let's see what I'm gonna do, because I don't fully have a plan. I thought it'd be really fun to pair those two together and see what we can make, especially because I really love these shimmers, and they're big pans, so I gotta use more of it. I want to start with a mix of Intense and Soul and see what we can get going. We might deepen it up with Heartbeat, but I might go into Viola in the Lila palette. Because having burgundy pink hair is just make me want to use all my pinks. I did not do a video yesterday, so sorry if you were expecting one, since I've been doing them. It was Easter, we were doing other stuff. There was no egg hunt though. I'm so sad. But while I was at the grocery store today, I got some discount Easter candy. That was quite nice. Such a nice pink. Like, I like the shimmers in this palette. They just don't... I don't know. I feel like there's just a little something missing in the shimmers of the Love palette. They need a little something extra. And the darkest metallic shade is Passion, which is nice, but it just doesn't really... Passion just doesn't really stick to the lid very well. A lot of the shimmers in there don't stick to the lid very well, which I'm not opposed to it. I have a cream shadow that I'm intending to use more of, but I use the cream shadow for the Lila palette because they stick to the lid very well, and then they crease a little bit. The shimmers crease a little in my crease. Whereas the Love one, they don't, I don't know if it's just that I'm using the wrong brush or something, but they just don't stick super well for me and my needs. I can hear my cat. What is she? What do you want, Riley? You can come in here, but I'm not going to give you attention. I have a door right here and a cat. Yes, but I'm doing my makeup. I don't have a ton of time to play with you. Oh, she's somewhere. Oh, she's over there. So yeah, we're gonna get interrupted by my cat. I do think I'm going to deepen up. So I've got Soul and Intense on a nice little gradient. I think I'm gonna deepen with Viola. And we'll keep going. I'm sorry, you're the one who wanted in here. If you knock that over, I will be mad at you. She's climbing in my open window and getting precariously close to my dresser, which has stuff on it that I know she likes to knock off. Like a bit of an asshole. What? I told you I was not going to give you that much attention. You're also all the way across the room. I'm doing my makeup. I think we're going to go in with a more dense brush for Viola, just to get more. Yeah, you're very needy, I know. I don't know what to do with you, girl. You can't walk over here. That window's not open. No. Riley, if you cause too much trouble, I'll kick you out. If you cause too much trouble, I will kick you out. What? You cannot bite my cord. You cannot walk there. Do you want out, or you just want to be a mischief bitch? Well, you're not near either of the doors. I can let you out if you go to one of the doors. Okay, so we're going to leave that as is for a second. I think I want to do a mix between Viola, Magnetic, and Magnolia. Like a nice gold to pink to purple thing. Oh, now I'm nervous. I don't know where she went. I don't know what you need, girl. Do you want out the door? What do you want? What do you want? Do you want to go outside? You're the one who wanted me out of the door to come in here. The joys of a cat. So, I am going to put this cream shadow down just because I always do with the Lila palette for safety. And because I might want to pop some of the Love palette on my inner corner. And I think I have a plan. So, I just pick up some on a flat brush and put it down on my lid below the crease. You really don't need much, especially with the one I have. This is the Giorgio Armani Eye and Brow Maestro, which were an accidental acquisition, because I ordered the blue one back when I had blue brows, and I several times in a row ended up being sent the platinum one. But now that I know how I like to use cream shadows, it is one of my favorite cream shadows. Especially because when I put it down as thinly as I like to, it doesn't leave any like white cast. And I'm just taking like the last itty bitty bits of what is on the brush on the inner corner, because I don't want that as opaque as my plans for the rest of the lid. So, goal starting out is to get Magnetic down first with this brush, this bigger black brush, since I want a decent amount of that pink to kind of shine through. Very, very pretty. And get that on the center. Oh, such a pretty pink. Like, it very much surprises me. It might not have been the style at the time, but like putting such a nice, vibrant pink in a palette and then putting so many more muted crease shades. Like, even if it was more of like a peachy crease shade, I'm just very surprised that she didn't put more color in. It was a less colorful time, though. These came out several years ago, and color was happening, but it was not like nowadays where you would see so many really colorful matte shadows in as many stuff. Excuse me. Putting Magnolia down for a pretty gold crease. Nope, gold inner corner, that's the word. Yeah, I love this palette. I feel like there was a little bit more wiggle room in the mattes. Because we got some stuff. We might have to come back in a little bit and do like a full only Lila palette and see how much we can pop out the purples. That's Viola on the outer corner. It's not deepening as much as I was kind of hoping it would, because it is more of a satin shade than the very reflective shimmers of Magnetic and Magnolia. Well, we will just have to make do with a very pink look then, which I'm not mad about. Just gonna blend the edges so that we don't fully lose that pink. Not that we really could, because it is a bright pink. I do really love that gold and that pink together. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that a lot, because I do really love a lot of the pairings in the Lila palette, and I say it every time I use it, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm taking some of Viola on a smudgy brush so we can really deepen up that outer lash line. And maybe get a little bit more opacity for the outer corner. Not that it's going to play super well. It does a good job of, Viola does a good job of kind of leaning more purple or more pink depending on what it's around. So I shouldn't be too surprised. And I don't think it would blend out this nicely, but I think there is a shade that could get a little bit more rusty of a crease, less of like a burgundy pink if I let it. What is it called? Amara. This one up here could probably do something to this effect, but just not quite the pink tone I want. I'm going to go in to this one, Lifetime, and just get a little bit on my inner corner for sparkliness. So, my opinions on the Love palette are evolving. If you are somebody, you can be something if you want. Somebody who really likes a sticky base under your shimmer shadow, like if you use an unset base on your crease, nope, on your lid. And, or like you like to cut the crease and put down something on your mobile lid. No, I let you in and you were sassy. I can hear her outside of the room being sassy. So we're gonna close up these for now because I think that's where I want to be on the eye look. I think it turned out awesome, despite watering out a corner, which is just where we're at lately. Probably has to do with the fact that I am putting on I'm putting my contacts in a lot closer to when I do my face than in the past. Normally my contacts have been on and have like settled a little longer before I do my face makeup, but I feel like I don't have to do as much, so I'm just kind of using my glasses, getting used to how glasses feel on me, because if I do want to get LASIK in the future, I have to be glasses only for like 6 weeks, and I am contacts only most of the time. Bronzer. You know, in the future when we get to go back to work and do elective surgeries. Contacts are so much easier. There's no edge to your vision. You don't kind of accidentally bump them when you're doing stuff. You don't accidentally smudge your contacts by, you know, touching your face. Which is another reason I've been wearing the glasses on kind of up until I do my makeup. I am too blind to do my makeup without... I'm just pulling hair out of there. I am too blind to do my makeup well with just my glasses, especially eye makeup where I'd have to take my glasses down. I'd be holding my mirror too close to really use my brushes. We might try it. We might see what happens when I try to do my makeup without my contacts in, with like what glasses makeup ends up looking like. See how reasonable it is for when I do decide to go and do my prep for LASIK. If I'm even a candidate for LASIK, who knows? It's on my list. I would love to get LASIK. I'll put a little bit more bronzer on my nose just because pale. We're getting there. We are really getting there. The wearing makeup most days is helping a lot. So, other thing that's helping a lot, blush. If you are panning something, and you pan like me by kind of like swirling all over the brush all throughout the pan, don't be discouraged if you've been panning it for a long time and you feel like you're using it a ton and it's just not doing anything. It's probably because you're like me and you're using a very thin amount all across the pan, so you don't hit pan until you're practically done with the item, which that's still going to take potentially a month to weeks to use up. But I feel like I can do it a little heavier to sneak in some tone matching with my hair. But yeah, you won't hit pan, and then once you hit pan, it'll just spread out like crazy because it's a very thin pan left behind. Ooh. I have until I finish my brows to figure out what I'm doing with highlighter. I didn't have a plan for highlighter. Oh, I can use Pink Heart. Alright, well, we got a plan. I am liking the hair. It does still bleed, but more in the shower than like on my hands or anything. As you can see, it really, like, there's still a little bit on my nails, but I said dye doesn't stick to my skin. It really, really doesn't. And it always looks like, oh my gosh, it's going to, and then I wash my hands like twice and it's gone. So. I do have some leftover dye. Oh, that's what I was going to. I was going to see if there were any cheap hair masks at Schnucks, and now I will probably leave that for a while, see how it fades. I have some leftover dye, and since the main application is completed and it's pretty evenly all over my head, I was gonna see how mixing the leftover bits of the dye into a hair mask would maintain the color, because that's basically what I used to do with my old dye. And yeah, it dilutes the dye, which, if you're touching up the color, you don't always need it as intense. But I used to mix deposit-only dye, like the Arctic Fox, into my conditioner or a hair mask, and then smear it all over my hair and let it apply that way. And the conditioning bits in hair masks kind of allow dye to spread without clumping, because there's already so many things that are supposed to detangle your hair in the hair mask. And then you have the moisture, because back then I was bleaching my hair and then applying those types of things. So, oh, we're really watering over there. Well, really watering for me. My friends whose eyes water more will say that that is nothing to be worried about. I am really liking the brow pencil. I don't think I'm to where I would fully want to use this brow pencil for my whole brow yet, but I think it does a good job of crisping up the edges. It'll do. But if I can get it to where I can just touch it up with the mask and or like that, that would be nice. Since I was bleaching the shit out of my hair before and then kind of just letting the dye sit on there for a long time when I used to do that. It's my preferred way. Especially because it's a nice conditioning mask. Oh. Pink Heart is one of the ones that it's pretty, but it's just not as metallic as I remember it being. I remember it being like this really, like, it is still cool. It's still pretty and very flattering, but I remember it being more metallic. I also remember being that idiot. It's like, oh, it doesn't have a white cast. It definitely has a white cast. It's less visible because I am a corpse, but it does have a white cast. So, who says that? Liars. Me, back when I didn't really understand skin tones. Or the fact that if you were trying to have it show up on a deeper skin tone, it was going to be built more, and you were going to end up with more product, which would make the white cast even more noticeable. But somebody who's pale, the color shows up pretty quickly, and you don't have as much of a white cast, or the white cast is not as visible because you are the color of paper and corpses. things you learn as you get older and pay more attention. Because I've never had to do stuff like that on deeper skins. I do my own makeup, that's about it. And even then, my makeup is easy because everything shows up on me, pretty much. It's hard to have something that doesn't show up on me, so it makes finding products pretty easy and makes me really appreciate the creators with really deep skin tones doing all those color tests so that you don't have a million people as pale as me saying, oh no, it's great, the color payoff is fantastic. When, yeah, it's great on my skin tone, it might not be on anybody else's. Anybody with, you know, actual tone and depth. Oh. So yeah, we had a pretty chill Easter. Depending on how many eggs we have, I might boil some eggs and dye them just for fun, because we didn't get to do that. We kind of forgot that Easter was coming up, and we've had other things on our mind, and we haven't really been going out and being like, oh, I should get Easter candy, or oh, I should get this. But we have some eggs for now. I think we might even have some egg dyeing stuff from last year or the year before. And yes, I am a 30-year-old lady who likes dyeing eggs and Easter egg hunts and all the fun stuff. Because most of our family doesn't do any of the religious part of it because we are not Christian. Just my dad. And I'm not even sure maybe he does go to Mass on, I don't know. You'd think I would remember, but he normally goes early enough that he doesn't interrupt the rest of our family bonding, and I think all of his services have been online lately. I know his Bible study's been online. They've been video conferencing for that. I did enjoy Bible study when I went to it, but that was mainly because it was high school. The guy I had a crush on was in Bible study, which is why I went to that Bible study, and they gave us candy. Don't think I learned much, other than places will bribe you with candy to come to stuff. And that my crush was a nice dude, but I was not actually as into him as I thought I was. It did also help that at the time it was the same church one of my friends went to. So we went there and got candy and had a bit more of a non-theological discussion of the Bible. Oh yeah, that is an ever-growing blank patch. But I don't think I can fix. I don't think I really care to fix. It's just me. It's just me hanging out at my house with my makeup, so as long as the top half is good and at least one eye has a nice little gradient curve, we're fine. We're fine. Especially since I'm having fun. Like, yeah, it's still nice burgundy. It's a little less purpley pink since I shampooed it today, but it's not like it all washed out. I had a dream. I definitely had a dream that it entirely washed out. Like, all the way back to blonde, except for, like, only in the bleached bits are still pink. It was, and even in the dream, I was like, huh, oh well. I'm gonna go ahead and use Fenty Pretty Please gloss. I think the pink will be pretty. It'll have to do. I think it turned out cute. Very cute. And be prepared for the amount of pink and burgundy I'm gonna do, because I keep seeing this and being like, well, what do I want to do? Well, I have pinks. So yeah. Oh, I still really like this hair. It's not what I was expecting, but I am happy with what happened. And we'll probably maintain it for a while because I still have some dye left in the tube and we're furloughed. And even when I go back to work, I'm not sure this is the least of my boss's problems. And I don't think they care. They don't care about my nose ring since I don't work in the front desk. I don't think they care about much at my job beyond getting your job done, which I am hopefully going to get to do eventually when they bring us back. So if you guys are dyeing your hair fun colors, let me know. Let me know how it's going. This is Arctic Fox that has sat on mostly virgin hair for 3 hours. It's not bad. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you had a happy Easter. If you have specific palettes, now that we've gone through my 1 week of having a theme, let me know what you want to see. I might alternate new and old palettes. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, real quick, I really like that pink so much.